Okay, Chris Forman, thank you for joining us on This Is Purdue. We're so happy to have you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so what is it like? We're in Mackey, it's game day. What is it like to be a communications director for a top-ranked basketball program?
Obviously, it's a lot of fun. We've had a great year, and just going through this process with them has really opened my eyes about what it takes and how busy you are. I've told people, it's awesome being 23-4 and ranked number one in the country and all the success we've had, and it sure beats being 5-17 and not having this success. So just the attention that this team has gotten has been something that I haven't really been used to. It's definitely made my organization skills, a lot more demanding and more difficult. But, it's just been awesome. This ride that we've been on, just with this entire team and this university and this fan base, has been something that I'll remember for a long time.
You've been here over a decade, right?
This is my 10th season.
Okay.
Right here. Yep.
Okay, so talk to us about, back in the old days, there wouldn't be sellout games, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Now we've sold out Mackey how many times?
Through the end of the year, it'll be 57 straight, which
Okay.
is the fourth longest streak in the country, which is really cool. So
what does that mean to you?
It's pretty crazy to think about, because my first year here, we finished last in the Big Ten.
Okay.
And I came from the Naval Academy, where basketball wasn't really that much of a priority, and we finished last in the conference for like 2 straight years when I was there. And I got here and I was like, man, is it me? I was like, I must be bad luck or something. But Coach Painter found the guys that he wanted to recruit, and it started kind of with Dakota Mathias and Vince Edwards and PJ Thompson and those guys, and ever since then, we've taken off. So he's really found the culture that fits his personality and that will, help him succeed. Just coming here the last 10 years, it's been unbelievable. It's coming here to a full arena every game. It's something that you shouldn't take for granted.
Yeah.
And playing games in Mackey is just a special event every time you're here.
Why do you think Mackey is so special?
I just think one, if we're talking like loudness and all that, it's just the way it's built. It's a cylinder, it's perfect circle, there's a metal roof, so the sound just stays in here and vibrates. And then you have the paint crew on both ends, so the sound just goes to the middle of the floor all the time. So I think that's what makes it special. But besides that, it's just, the fans make it what it is. It's so special. Seeing it sold out every game. And just, the basketball knowledge that they have and the passion that they have for this university and the basketball team is, something you don't really see everywhere. There's probably only a handful of schools where it's like this. So, again, it's something you just shouldn't take for granted every time you come in here.
You talked about Coach Painter earlier. What has it meant to you to work for him, his leadership, his coaching style? He's incredible.
Yeah, he's the best. The thing I love about Coach Painter is that he empowers other people to do their jobs, and he doesn't get in their way. So about 5 years ago, he's made his coaches, assistant coaches, kind of his coordinators. He has an offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, and he said, I hire these coaches. Why don't I trust them to do the things they're supposed to do? And so he kind of, that kind of translates to everybody on the staff. In that aspect, it's just, he's great to work for. He's so easy. And then he's just a great person. He's one of the funniest guys I've ever met. When you just get him off the court and talking to him, he's absolutely hilarious. He's an encyclopedia about everything. I mean, music, rap music, basketball,
wow.
He's a huge Cubs baseball fan, so he knows everything about baseball. So he's a lot of fun to talk to and just be around.
Okay, so 10 years with this Boilermaker team. What's a favorite memory? One that really sticks out to you?
Oh, man.
Or 2 or 3.
Narrowing it down to one would be really tough. Obviously, the 2017, when we beat Indiana here for the Big Ten championship, was pretty special. I had never been part of a championship program before that, so, in a sold-out crowd, it was hot in here because it was about 70 degrees outside. And, I'll just never forget the electricity in that building, in this building, for that game, and the ability to cut down the net after the game and all the stuff that came with that was something that I'll remember for a long time. And Probably like the NCAA tournament trips, going to the Sweet 16
Yeah.
is really memorable. The 2019 down in Louisville
Yes.
was the best. I know the result in the Elite Eight wasn't what we had hoped for, but just seeing about 17,000 Purdue fans in Louisville and the energy in that building and the game that was played was unbelievable. It was unbelievable to be a part of. We all obviously wish it turned out differently, but when you look back at it and you have people saying it's the greatest March Madness Elite Eight game in NCAA history, you're like, it's pretty cool to be a part of that. So, hopefully we'll create better memories, down the road this year, next year, whenever it may be. But, I've always said I've wanted to work for a Final Four, and that's like been a career goal.
Yeah.
Work for a team that makes a career Final Four, So, hopefully that's the year, and, hopefully that can replace the other memories that we have.
What do you think, going into this season, we were kind of the underdogs, no one expected much, and now here we are.
Yeah, it was, I kept telling people, I was hoping we could, make the NCAA tournament 5, 6, 7 seed, just kind of bridge the gap because, we were a young team this year. We had, everyone can be back next year if we accept David Jenkins, if we wanted him back. So, I was hoping we could, this is kind of a bridge year to get to next year when I thought, this could be an unbelievable season next year. And then just the start that we had going out to Portland and beating West Virginia and Gonzaga and Duke, and you're like, oh, this is real now.
Yeah.
We're a pretty good team. And, the way Zach has developed and from last year to this year, he's a National Player of the Year, in my opinion. Fletcher and Braden coming in and the way they've played, it's been really, really surprising, I think, for a lot of people. Now, we've stumbled a bit here, on the road, which it's hard to win in the road in Big Ten. But, getting these guys, the experience that they've had, and I think a Final Four is definitely a possibility this year. It depends a lot on matchups, but, just coming in the way that we've surprised teams this year has been real. Those are the years that you love.
Right.
When not a whole lot's expected of you, and then you turn around and hopefully win a Big Ten championship and go far. Those are the years you really enjoy.
I want to talk to you about marketing and communications.
Okay.
You've grown the Boiler Ball channels immensely.
Yep.
You've been named one of the top 12 social media schools to follow within their basketball program. How did you do it, first of all? And what does that mean to you when you talk about your career and career highlights?
Yeah, a lot of it comes from winning. Honestly, people love to follow winners and interact with winners. So all the impressions and engagement that you get, winning definitely helps that. But we have a great team. We have unbelievable video and photo and graphics people and Purdue Creative. So, just their role in doing that has really helped. When I first got here, it was pretty much me, and we'd be able to grab some photos here and there. We didn't have a huge graphics department, really no video department.
Right.
So that area is just taken off. And, what they've done, we've kind of given them the power to just do whatever they want to do. I have some ideas. I'm trying to not have as many ideas because this year's just been really busy in other aspects. So I've just told them, hey, if you guys want to do something, go for it.
Yeah.
And I tell them, I just hit the buttons. I just push tweet or post on Instagram. That's all I do. So they're the ones providing the content. We all have ideas. So it's just been a really good team to work with, and they're very talented, and I'm really looking forward to what we're going to produce in the next month here or so.
Do you have a favorite promotion or story that you've really ran with throughout the
Yeah, I mean,
past
obviously the ELF one we did with Caleb first was really awesome. That was the kind of the creative genius of Scott Roth in marketing. He kind of came up with that and pitched it to all his marketing people and Chris Pelliot and his crew. And so we started that plan, and then we got into the video aspect of it, and it just kind of took off. I didn't really think it would be that successful, and it clearly was. We got over, I think, 1 million views on social media platforms with it, just from all the other people that picked it up and stuff. So that was pretty good, and it's just, it was for a good cause, so I really like to see that. We've done that before with the food finders, with food drives, with movie posters and stuff. So never did this level. So that was a really good one.
So you've been here 10 years, you've been immersed in this Purdue community. What is this Boilermaker spirit, this athletics family that you have here? What does that mean to you?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Just the passion and the loyalty that people have. We don't get a whole lot of bandwagon fans, which if we got them, we'd accept them with open arms. Obviously we want more fans, but if you grew up, if you like, Purdue fans don't leave you. They grow up as Purdue fans, and they'll be Purdue fans until they're 90 years old, probably. So that's what's great about it. You hear stories about, my grandfather had tickets and he passed them down to my parents, and now he's passed them down to me, and all that. And it's just such a good community. I think the community loves Purdue, Lafayette and West Lafayette. So, just the passion and loyalty that everyone has towards Purdue is, something that we should be very proud of. This is my second job in 20 years. I was at the Naval Academy for 10 years and then here for 10 years. And it's, so you get to be part of that family, and it's just, it's great to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you want to tell our listeners, faithful basketball fans out there?
No, I mean, just thank them all for everything they've done, for all their support. Stick with us, because I think right now we're entering the prime of Purdue basketball. You look at what we have this year and what's coming down the road, and who's coming and who we're recruiting and all that. I think we're going to start becoming one of the elite teams in college basketball, and I can't wait for that ride.
I agree. Thank you so much, Chris.
You're welcome. Hey, thank you.